you play in a pre-season friendly and you leave the ground early with several other players, and there's another huge fuss about this. What was the truth about that? Had you got permission to go? Do you wish you hadn't left early now? Ten Hag wasn't happy, it was reported. What's the truth?
Piers, I will be honest with you. It's something that I regret to left from the stadium, probably, or maybe no, I don't know. It's difficult to tell you 100% if I'm, but let's say I regret. But in the same way, I felt provoked by the coach. I'm not allowed for me, a coach, to put me in 3 minutes in a game. Sorry, I'm not that kind of player. I know what I can give to the teams.
You're talking about the Tottenham thing.
The Tottenham
Yeah,
player.
I'm talking about in pre-season. It was
Big revelation there from Cristiano. Of course, asked about the pre-season game. And his statement there that I am not the kind of player that you bring on for 3 minutes, I think is a clear indictment of, one, why he feels disrespected. He believes that as an individual, he believes as a player, he believes as a man, he feels as an individual that has achieved, won, scored, impacted the games and the game in general in the way that he has, the cultural relevance he has in football, that at no point should he be told to come on for 3 minutes. I want your take on that. Of course, this is Ronaldo, part 2 of the interview with Piers Morgan, the interview that has shook the world this week. I want your thoughts and I want your feelings. Leave your comments below. Make sure you're smashing the like and share button, and you're downloading the One Football app right now. Scan that QR code or the link in the description below. Let's take a little listen to more of what Ronaldo's got to say.
a friendly where you left the ground with several other
Me
players.
and 8 players.
Right. So
But they mention only my name,
yeah,
which is his.
But Ronaldo's just gone back to that again. And this is the thing. Me and 8 other players. The reason, though, your name is mentioned, Ronaldo, you're probably going to say it's because you're the black sheep, that there's an agenda. No, it's because you are the most famous player in the world, the most senior player, the most decorated player in the changing room. And your behavior is of paramount importance to Manchester United.
Everyone do that. I don't understand why they mention only about high value kind of game. Last year, many players do it the same. In that game, 8 players do it the same. So, but
The reason it was mentioned is because at the time, of course, Ronaldo was heavily linked to be forcing a move out, wanting a move out, and wanting to go and play elsewhere. And obviously that didn't happen for him. So I think that that's the reason why it was brought up with such gusto by the mainstream media. And he's kind of lack of understanding of that, or when I say lack of understanding, almost lack of wanting to understand, is really interesting to me.
he dropped you, he benched you, he mucked you around, he talked about you in the press. Were you getting that feeling? I mean, did you feel that?
the feeling, he always mentioned to me that I didn't need the preseason, so I should wait for my opportunity. I really understand. I understand. But I'm not going to give you points, but he don't do it the same procediment to every players. I'm not going to mention players, but they don't do it the same way. Second, I understand that becoming a new job, Manchester was so bad the last 5 years that they should clean the house, let's say in that way. But the way they approach, the way the press make this so big, it's because probably the communication wasn't the best. But I really understand in the beginning, because I didn't do the preseason, I don't start to play. But going more farther than that, other things happen that people, they don't know.
See, this is the question I've got. Firstly, he says that he knows the club's been bad. The club's got to improve. They've got a clear house, new regime. Then says there's other things that people don't know about. Then tell us. Because so far, all we're hearing is the manager wasn't picking you because you'd missed out on pre-season. You're saying he doesn't do the same for other players. Well, that's not enough. You need to tell us who and what and why. Are these players younger than you, fitter than you? How much preseason did they have? There's a difference between a 21-year-old not having a long preseason and a 37-year-old. The bodies are different. We need more information here, Cristiano.
And I'm not hiding that the empathy with the coach is not good. I'm honest.
You don't have a good relationship with him.
I'm not mean good relationship. The empathy is not good. Let's say.
See, this is where Piers Morgan has to ask the question, what do you mean by empathy? Very rarely do you get any probing questions. It's down to us to all interpret. But I want to know more about that. And unfortunately, it doesn't seem like maybe after I say this, he'll say it, but it doesn't seem like we're getting those questions.
Do you think he respects you?
I think you don't respect the way I should deserve.
You hear it again the second time in the space of a few minutes. I'm not getting the level of respect I deserve. That's based on the Ballon d'Ors. That is based on the Champions Leagues and the amount of goals and who I am in the game of football. And for me, though, I don't care how many Cristiano Ronaldo fans I upset by saying this. I stand by what I'm about to say. Man United need to move on from Ronaldo. Ten Hag, I think, identified in the summer that I want a different striker. I want someone for the future. Ronaldo isn't in my plans. Now, of course, publicly, he's going to say that he is because he doesn't want to disrespect Cristiano Ronaldo. Of course, he's going to say that. What I'm now feeling is that Ronaldo and his camp are using his public statements as his promise and his word, and his actions privately behind the scenes are not matching. That's a way of scapegoating Ten Hag, in my humble opinion.
But it is what it is. This is why probably the game against Tottenham I left.
Well, I want to come to these two games. So against Manchester City, where United got destroyed, he didn't bring you on. He brought on other strikers, but didn't bring you on. And I felt insulted on your behalf. I was like, well, surely against Manchester City, if you're losing this badly and you've got the greatest player of all time sitting there, you at least give him some time.
Well, he's not the greatest player of all time anymore. As in, he isn't performing at that GOAT level anymore.
Time, don't you? But he didn't. And he said afterwards the reason was he had too much respect for you. He wanted to respect you. When you heard him say that, what did you think?
Excuses. I see as excuses. I say many things that I don't wanna criticize him. He can have different opinion than me, that they choose the players that I think is better for the team. I respect that. But the excuses all the time, the excuses have short legs. You cannot excuse all the time, which is things that don't make sense. Okay, you don't put me against Manchester City because of respect of your career, and you want to put me 3 minutes against Tottenham.
Well, that's the thing. So then you then play Tottenham.
Don't make sense.
And then he wants to bring.
See, I think it does make sense. City, we'd already lost the game. There was going to be very little impact that Ronaldo could make, in Ten Hag's opinion. The striker that he does bring on scores a brace, makes the score a little more, makes the game a little more respectable. Correct decision. When we played Tottenham, United was sensational, out of this world. That's being negated from this conversation. And Ronaldo wasn't needed in the game. The manager said in the last 3 minutes, okay, so this is the irony. You're saying you don't agree with the disrespectful to bring you on in the closing moments of a game that you can't win. That's out of order. So in a game where you're winning, he's going to bring you on in the closing moments after everybody initially said, and go back to what all the journalists said for the first excuse to say it was bullshit. So he's responding and going, okay, well, I'll bring you on for the last few minutes of games then. And then you refuse. Now, we all know that Eric Ten Hag, I'm not saying he didn't mean those things, but of course he's going to protect Cristiano Ronaldo in the public, isn't going to speak the full truth, which is, I don't actually think, not that I don't think he's good enough, but he doesn't want him to be the linchpin of his team anymore. And I think we're all very, very aware of that. And I think that Ronaldo's just obviously trying to, in my opinion, pull the manager on what he's saying. I said it already, what Ten Hag's saying publicly to protect Ronaldo. Ronaldo is now using it to throw him under that proverbial bus, no doubt.
I think in some certain points, I think was strategy from the club for me to react like that.
Because they wanted you to leave?
Probably yes.
They're trying to force you out, you think?
Yes, not only the coach, but the other 2 or 3 guys there around the club.
At the senior executive level.
Yes, that I felt betrayed.
And you think they're trying to get rid of you?
Honestly, I shouldn't say that. I don't know, but listen, I don't care. I'm always, people should listen the truth. Yes, I feel betrayed, and I felt that some people that don't want me here, not only this year, but last year too.
They didn't want you to go there at all?
No.
Really?
No. Yes. The owners of the club, they don't.
The Glazers?
The Glazers.
And we've seen this part from him before, and he now believes that not bringing him on against City, deliberately provoking him and embarrassing him in the Spurs game, suspending him 3 days, has all been a ploy to push him out of the football club. And I think what's very interesting about this whole interview is what Ronaldo has said about the Glazers. I 110% stand by. All the things he said about them, I agree with. Everything that he's spoken about to do with his family, I agree with 100%. You know, you put your family first. Absolutely, you do that. The Glazers, we know they don't care. Right for calling them out. The bone in the throat for me, though, is the Ten Hag situation. I think that's the real crux of his issue. I believe that he knows the manager in his heart of hearts doesn't want him. I wouldn't even be surprised if Ten Hag has told him privately, listen, publicly, I'm going to I'm going to stand up for you as best I can. I'm going to paint the picture to be good, but you are not in my short, medium, or long-term plans. I want something different. You're a goat of this game, but I want something different moving forward for my team that I'm trying to build in my image. And I think that Cristiano Ronaldo has been so fundamentally hurt by this that he is looking to attack. So far, no major club has offered him the ability to go and play there. That's also been negated from Piers Morgan in this situation, as well as when it comes to claims they're trying to force him out, that he failed to leave himself this summer. He failed to find himself a club that were willing to pay the money to get him out of his contract. So this for me has been, yes, some home truths in here that people are probably happy to see. But on top of that, I also think there are some large elements that suggest and show everybody that this manager has done the right thing by the club. And this player in Cristiano Ronaldo, a man that I have tremendous respect for in so many areas of his footballing life, is just trying to force a move away. That is my overarching feeling. Nothing that was revealed in this interview makes me upset with Ten Hag. Even when it comes to the board not believing him about his daughter being sick, I knew we weren't going to get it. I wanted more clarity on what it is they did that made Ronaldo feel they didn't believe him. I wanted more digging from Piers Morgan, and we didn't get that. So I'm going to leave it where Ronaldo left it. But for me, my overarching thought is really, really simple. Cristiano wants out of this club. So far, no one's willing to buy him out his contract. So he's trying to force a situation where a mutual consent or a termination is agreed, or the club are willing to get rid of him for nothing so that maybe a club will come in and buy him. Listen, people, I want your thoughts and feelings below. Subscribe to The Terrace. Make sure you download the One Football app right now. Until next time, take care. Goodbye. God bless. And we'll see you soon. Thank you.